Hello, and welcome to the LFD Solution video tutorial program. My name is Tara Wong, and this is Chapter 1 of a 9-chapter series where we will introduce you to our Samsung Smart Signage platform and how to use our Magic Info solution. In this chapter, we will introduce you to the different components that comprise our Magic Info solution and what sets each apart from one another. We will also go over how to install and configure the Magic Info server software and prerequisite tools. Now, let me introduce Tony Pham from the B2B Solution Consulting Group. He will be presenting today's chapter to you.
Thank you, Tara. My name is Tony Pham, and I'm a Magic Info Solutions Consultant. And it is my pleasure to introduce you to this video tutorial. This is Chapter 1 of a 9-chapter series designed to help the users understand what are the different solutions that Samsung has for LFDs and how to use them. Our solution combines Samsung's innovative large format displays with their built-in system-on-chip technology with a content management system that provides a seamless experience for the end user. This chapter is formatted to give you, the users, an introduction into the different solutions we have, the differences between them, and how to install the Samsung Magic Info server. We'll get more to that in a second. First, let's talk about the different aspects of Magic Info. Samsung has various different solutions depending on the verticals and needs of the situation. We provide standalone and video wall signage using our system-on-chip technology with the S2 player. All LFDs come with a touch overlay that can easily turn an LFD into a touch display. Our eBoard solution takes advantage of this usability and integrates it with the Magic IWB and Magic IMS to create a comprehensive eBoard solution for the education and corporate verticals. We also have outdoor and semi-outdoor products that's built to withstand outdoor environment while providing high brightness. With all of these solutions, they can be used for a wide variety of verticals. For example, standalone signage in retails or QSR, while video wall for entertainment and transportation. So what is Magic Info? It consists of 3 parts. First, we have 2 authoring software that will allow you to create digital signage content for both your standalone and video wall configurations. Second, there is Magic Info Server, which is a software that you would install onto a PC or to the cloud. It acts as your content management system. It allows you to manage and schedule your contents, as well as the ability to manage your connected LFD devices and user roles. Finally, there are the players. These players allow you to receive content and schedule from network to playback, or allows you to play back content locally on the LFD. So, the flow goes like this. The authoring tool creates the content, then the server schedules the content, and that content is published through the internet and to the LFDs, either to be played on the embedded media player or with the iPlayer on the SBB. Now, the differences between the iPlayer and the S or S2 player solution is that the S or S2 player runs on the SoC, meaning it's embedded within the LFD, whereas the iPlayer runs off of the attached set-back box or plug-in module. So, for both standalone and video wall, there are 2 types of solution: embedded, which runs off of the SoC, or external, which runs off of an attached SBB or PIM. Samsung's large format display lineup portfolio can be broken up into 3 categories: entry, mainstream, and premium for both standalone and video wall categories. Now, standalone means that the LFD is designed playback content either by itself or sync with other LFDs in an environment for same content, same time playback. Video wall means that the LFDs are connected together, either through the network or DP loopout, to create one giant display. Say, for example, a 3x3 video wall to play back contents. Now, premium models are marked by high brightness and the ability to operate 24/7. Mainstream models are our valued products. They're built for 16/7 operations except for the DMD, which is also 24/7, and they're all varying degree of brightness. Green highlighted models means they have a dual-core SoC, whose embedded player is called the S player. These were released back in 2013. Orange highlighted means quad-core SoC, so these are the S2 player, which are our new models for 2014. The EDD does not have an SoC, so there is no built-in media player. It's there to give you an industrial-grade LFD that's low cost, but has a 3-year warranty, operates 16/7, and is capable of media playback through an external device. In the earlier slide, I mentioned S2 players and S players. As you know, S players are dual-core LFDs that were released in 2013. S2 players are quad-core LFDs that are released in 2014. For this slide, I want to show the differences between the two players. As you already know, the S player has an embedded SoC that can play contents created by our authoring software and can connect to our Magic Info server through the internet. It also has built-in templates that you can easily use to create local contents on the LFDs. The S2 players has everything that the S player has, but includes even more features. This includes support for mobile management, as well as being able to add web element when creating a Magic Info author. Furthermore, it will support the ability to use the touch overlay without the additional need of an external PC. And of course, the S2 players will support all of the latest features of the 2014 Magic Info server. For this slide, we have a comparison of the upgrade of S to S2 player when it comes to video wall functionality. For the S player, it supports content created through Video Wall Author, network scheduling and delivery, and syncing of up to 16 LFDs. The S2 players support all of this, but it has an additional feature of being able to use the internal media player to create a video wall using DP loopout. Thus, you can easily create a daisy chain video wall by using USB autoplay or network play through wireless or wired connection. The biggest benefits of this feature is that you only have to send content into one of the LFDs and DP loop it out to create a video wall, instead of having to send contents to all of the LFDs in the video wall. Furthermore, the S2 player also upgrades the video wall sync to 50 LFDs. So now you might be wondering, where can you go to download all of the softwares that we have? Well, that's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is go onto our SOM website and then look for the software download link. From that link, you will find all of our solutions that you can download. Now, you have to remember, almost all of our softwares requires a key. So here on the SOM, not only can you download our softwares, but you can also get the keys to use with the softwares. Now, I want to teach you how to install Magic Info Server. However, before you can install Magic Info Server, you have to have PostGRE SQL installed on your computer. This is a necessary requirement, as without it, you will not be able to run Magic Info Server. You can download the PostGRE SQL software at the same location as where you got your Magic Info Server software. Before we do any sort of installation though, you need to adjust certain settings on your Windows machine. If you find yourself having difficulties installing PostGRE SQL, please make sure you check these prerequisite settings to be sure that they're correct. Now, before you install the PostGRE SQL, you have to disable the user account control. So first things first, go to your control panel and then go to user accounts. When you are in your user account settings, look for the option that says Change User Control Settings. You want to use the scroll bar and move it down to where it says Never Notified. Remember though, this only applies if your operating system is Windows Vista or Windows 7. Hit OK. Now, the next thing that you must do is to execute secondary login services. So first, go to your Start menu. In the Run bar, type in services.msc. Next, you want to look for where it says Secondary Login. Right-click on it, and then go to Properties. For the startup type, you must set it to manual, from manual to automatic. Then, hit the Start button. Finally, hit Apply, and then hit OK. Now, you are ready to install PostGRE SQL. Navigate to your folder where your PostGRE SQL is at, and then double-click on the PostGRE SQL icon. You will be asked to first select the language, so pick whatever language that you would like. Now, just follow what I go along. Just hit Next. For the installation options, generally keep it as default unless you're looking to install more or separate things. But for example, just keep it as default. At the service configuration, you want to put in the account password. So remember, this is the password that you will need to remember in order to install Magic Info Server later. For this example, I will just use Magic Info 0 as the password. You will get an option that says that the account is not there. Would you like the account to be created? Hit yes. It says no if you want the installer to use a password for you. For the next one where it says initialize database cluster, keep everything as default. But here, where the password field is, enter a password that you can remember easily later. Again, for this example, I will use Magic Info 0. For everything else, keep it as default. So for your encoding server, put it at UTF-8. Again, for the next couple of options, keep everything as default. So PL, admin pack, and then hit Next. Now your PostGRE SQL will start the installation process. After the installation, you will be asked if you want to install Stack Builder or not. You do not need to install it. It is unnecessary for Magic Info Server. Deselect it and then hit Finish. And that is it. You have completed your PostGRE SQL installation. Now you are ready to install Magic Info Server. So first things first, double-click on the installation icon. Then you will be asked to select your language. So select the appropriate language. After that, just hit Next at the next screen. Then you will be asked to whether if you want to accept the end user license agreement or not. Hit say I accept, then hit Next. At the next screen, you'll be asked to do either complete or custom. Again, for default, just put it as complete and then hit Next. Put in your username and your company name. Then enter the path of where the installed Java is. Usually, by default, it should pick up where the Java installation is. Now, you want to select the path of where you have installed your PostGRE SQL. Just hit Next again. Now you will be asked to put in the password that you used when you installed the PostGRE SQL. You will then be asked to input the port. The default is 5432. Then you want to input in the name of the database that you want to use. For default, it is set to Magic Info. Next, you want to put in a password for your Magic Info server of creating the database of Magic Info. Again, pick a password that you can remember easily. At the next step, it will ask you to input in the FTP server information. The default data is automatically inputted. You will then be asked to put in the content streaming port number. Again, the default is 7000. You will be asked if you want to use HTTP or SSL. HTTP is the default setting. Now, you will be asked to input in the administrator's new password. Next, put in the administrator name and the email address. You will then be asked if you need an alarm for the alarm occurrence. For now, you can choose whether you choose disable or enable. The default is disable. Finally, before the installation begins, you can review everything that you have selected up to so far. If you are happy with what you have, hit next. And then Magic Info Server will begin its installation.
Thank you, Tony, for your presentation. So let's recap what Tony discussed for Chapter 1 today. Now you know the 3 components that comprise our Magic Info solution. Magic Info Author, the content creator, Magic Info Server, the content manager, and Magic Info S Player, the content player. For the player, you were informed about the differences between the S2 player and the iPlayer in the 2 usage cases, as standalone signage and as video wall signage. Finally, you were also presented with where to download our Magic Info software and how to install and configure the software. That was Chapter 1. In Chapter 2, we will go over Magic Info Author and how to use it. See you then!